Watch my next comment page while I review an adaptation of Joseph from Genesis. This time is DreamWorks' 2000 film, Joseph, King of Dreams. Blanket spoiler warning for this 26-year-old movie. Anyway, I think I must have seen this movie before because there's a scene in this I don't think I've seen in any other adaptation, which I do remember vaguely. I remember that it existed. I'll get to that part when I get to the animation. Overall, not a huge fan. But let's actually talk about the animation. That's a positive point. The animation in this movie is actually really good. So this movie is direct-to-video, and you can tell they're working on a budget, but it is probably one of the prettiest animated direct-to-video movies I've seen. They not only is it well done on a technical sense overall, but there are actual things in it I do think stand out and are really creative. One of which is that scene I referenced earlier. In the movie, they add an additional dream that Joseph has, and he sees wolves kill one of the family's sheep. And it's really cool because it's in the style of a Vincent van Gogh painting. And there's all these swirls, and the swirls are moving, and I love the effect it has. It's really cool. Other than that, though, I do think there are a few major criticisms that kind of drag the movie down a bit. First up, the music. This movie could not commit to being a musical. And so it didn't put its heart into it, I feel like, in a way it could have. And so what musical scenes it does have feel slightly out of place. And the songs aren't great, in my opinion. Also, the pacing, I don't think was super great. It seemed to go too fast in some of the really important character scenes. And then it kind of dragged in some of the montage scenes. So I think the pacing could have been better. Apart from that, I do think the script was pretty good. I'm not really a stickler for being exact to the biblical narrative. I'm okay with changes. One change I do think is interesting that they did, because I don't think this is one that actually it implies different character motivation and different characterization. So when Joseph's brothers throw him into the pit, the pit is so big. It's just this giant cavern. It's so funny. Anyway, after they throw him into it, the pit, they're running away, and they've got this little bit of dialogue that kind of feels like it implies this was a spur of the moment. Did we actually mean to do that? Are we just gonna leave him in there? They didn't, this was not premeditated. They didn't plan to throw him in the pit. It just kind of happened. So I did think that was interesting. Because all the other changes I kind of got why they did that. But I didn't know why they did that one. Anyway, onto the nitpicking. First, whose idea was it to make sunflowers a visual motif in this movie? Sunflowers. One of the most famously North American flowers. Anyway, I do like that they did the same trick with Asenath that they did with Zipporah in Prince of Egypt. That they introduced her earlier on in the narrative so that she's set up for when they get married. Also, I think it's interesting that they split the difference between her just being some unrelated person and her being Potiphar's daughter by making her his niece. So it's kind of in the middle. And then last thing, of course, is did Joseph cry in this movie? Because that's important to me. And yes, technically. Okay, so when Joseph is reuniting with his brothers, see him cry one manly tear. And then when Jacob also gets reunited with Joseph, he also cries one manly tear. So I guess that's something. Yeah, let me know if you got any other Joseph adaptations to suggest in the comments.